Hello everyone, I'm Tina Marie J. Welcome to my channel. For those of you who already know, I had a bunch of ICOC videos up and someone stole them, and I ended up putting them all back up except for one video, my part 2 video to my ICOC co-experience. So in part 1, I left off with me talking about how I joined the ICOC and the effects that it had on me while I was in there and how I felt about it being a cult. In this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how I left and what was it that geared me towards leaving. So there was a sister in the church who I wasn't really friends with her at the time. We just would see each other and say hi, and our kids were in the same class in the church on Sundays. She ended up getting kicked out the church because she married someone that she was dating who was in the church, but he was not a member of the church. He was actually someone new studying the Bible. He came from a different church and he was baptized in a different church. But because she ended up marrying him without the okay from the leaders, they felt that she was being very deceitful, therefore she was kicked out. Me and her became close. We built a little bond during a time that she was kicked out. I felt so hurt for her. I couldn't believe that someone was kicked out just because they married someone that wasn't baptized. I could not understand how no one could get that it was really stupid. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like, this is really dumb. You're kicking someone out of a church just because they marry someone that you don't approve of? So apparently the way the story goes is that she was told that in order to return to the church, she needed to apologize and write a letter and let everyone know that she will never do anything deceitful again, own up to her mistakes, and that is the only way she'd be allowed to come back. So for several weeks, I did not see her in church. I did not see her daughter in church neither. And she ran off and got married with this guy without letting anyone know, which in my opinion, that's her business if that's what she wanted to. But from what she told me, the reason why she went and got married the way she did was because no one approved of it, and even her best friend in the church stopped talking to her. So a lot of people turned away from her and stopped talking to her and her family, all because she married someone who was not baptized and because she married someone after being told that she should not. Does that give rights to people just deciding that they don't want to talk to her and be her friend anymore just because she married someone that they didn't approve of? That's really stupid to me. I'm not even gonna say it's silly, it's dumb. After that incident, that was pretty much my last straw, because during that time, I also had another friend who was in the church who also was being threatened to be kicked out because of something that she had done. Now, her situation, I could kind of understand why people would be upset with what she did, but the way people went about her situation, it really bothered me because it wasn't Christ-like and it wasn't something that was handled the appropriate way for a group of people that would call themselves a Christian. So this other woman ended up staying in the church, but all of her friends stopped being friends with her. And me and her ended up having a friendship stem out from this whole situation that she was going through. I was basically there for her in a time of need, the same way I was there for the other woman who was kicked out for getting married in a time of need, because it's just in my nature. I'm not one to judge people. I hate to see people disrespected and I hate to see people bullied. I just don't like to see people being rejected and being left out. It bothers me and it hurts me so much. So after seeing these two different women going through these two different situations, which left them both feeling the exact same emotions, which was feeling disregarded, like they were not enough, depressed, that was enough for me to say peace. Because I didn't want to be a part of a church that was gonna call themselves a church and call themselves Christians, but then the reason why this person didn't show up on Sunday is because they're not welcomed here because of a decision they made. It just doesn't grant enough right or justification to kick someone out of a church just because they marry someone that you don't approve of. After leaving the church, it was pretty difficult for me. I had a hard time adjusting. It was extremely difficult. My husband followed and left with me. He didn't feel comfortable being there without me. I did not tell him to leave. He did not go through the same experience as I did, and it did really mess up our marriage in a lot of ways, but our marriage was already pretty much screwed up from before I left. So by me leaving, it just kind of messed it up just a little bit more. But I knew that I had to do what felt right. And what felt right was to leave. I didn't want to stay a part of a church just because my husband wanted to be a part of the church, because by me staying, I was basically keeping my mouth shut and saying that everything that's going on in this church is okay, and it was not okay. And by this time, after my 7 years of being in the church, I had saw so many people hurt. I saw so many people get kicked out, and I've gone through my own things to the point where I started to wonder, well, what is it going to take for them to stop talking to me? What do I have to do in order to be kicked out? I mean, it could have easily have been me who had done something to where everyone in the church decides to turn their back on me. So why would I support that? Adjusting to life after leaving the ICOC for me was very difficult. So if you're thinking about leaving, I will tell you it is going to be very difficult. You're going to go through times where you're going to have doubt. You're going to wonder if you made the right decision. And there are going to be people who are going to get in your face and tell you that you're stupid for leaving, that you left God. And they're going to say all this bull crap to get into your head just to guilt you into staying. But staying in a church and staying in a religion is not good to do when it's based off of guilt and based off of remorse. It's something that you should decide on based on your own personal feelings and what you want. So yeah, there were people who tried to talk me into coming back by telling me that if I didn't come back, I would go to hell, and that if I didn't come back, that I wouldn't have any friends or any church family anymore. And I was cool with that, because I figured, well, if all it has to take is for me to leave, for you to just shut me off, then, oh wow, I guess that's just what's gonna have to happen. You gotta kind of really build that really thick skin if you're planning on leaving. You have to tell yourself and understand that this is supposed to be a relationship with me and God, and they always say this, so why does it feel like it's a relationship with me, God, and everybody else? And you have to really understand that the problem isn't you, the problem is them, and in their thinking and in their ways. It doesn't mean you have to become resentful or try to go out there and ruin all of the ICOC, but whatever you choose to do, it has to be what you want. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope you enjoy. If you do like it, please give me a thumbs up. My email is down below, and I love you guys all so much. I send all my positive energy your way. My phone is actually about to die, so I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.